Hi, I'm State Senator Brogdon from Owasso, and I wanted to talk to you about 2 or 3 issues today that I think are extremely important, not just for the state of Oklahoma, but for our entire nation. There's talk, of course, the greatest talk is about the stimulus bill, and all we've heard from Congress over the last several weeks is an added increase in spending of, upwards of now around $2 trillion. Now that is a figure that very few people even have a concept of how much money that is. I certainly don't know, other than the fact I know it's a lot of money, and I know it's an amount of money that has the potential to break the financial back of Americans. And I find what Congress has done and what the President has done to the American public with this stimulus package is unconscionable, and it should not have happened. But we have been dealt those cards, and now we as state legislators have to deal with the cards that have been played. Well, here's a problem with the state automatically taking the money. Oftentimes when federal money is handed down to the states, we are required to accept certain federal mandates. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And with federal money, there will be strings attached. And right now we have had several appropriation hearings this week through with Health and Human Services, the DHS, and one of the more important ones is transportation. Now I want to bring you up to date on what is specifically today about the extra stimulus appropriations that is headed to the state of Oklahoma in regards to transportation. We're going to receive somewhere around $460 million. Now, most of this money is going to be used on existing projects, what Director Ridley has called shovel-ready. We are going to be spending this money on projects that have already been engineered, where the utilities have already been relocated, where the work can begin immediately. Now, that's good in a sense, but there's one thing that I'm even concerned about that, and that's the fact that we have to spend about $200 million in the next 120 days. And I'm greatly concerned. Anytime there's a rush to spend money, taxpayer money, there's a great potential for waste, for fraud, for corruption. So the state legislature is taking a very close look at every dollar that is going to be passed down from Congress to the states. It's our responsibility, I think, as elected officials to make sure that every dime that is spent, we spend it with not only good intentions, but we have to spend it on priorities. We must make sure that all the dollars, the federal dollars that will flow into Oklahoma, will be spent as prudently as we possibly can. So a lot of us have a lot of consternation about having any kind of this stimulus package pushed and forced down to the states. I would assume that the state of Oklahoma is going to spend probably the highest percentage of it. But as an elected official, I'm going to charge myself and challenge my colleagues to make sure that we spend your money wisely. Thank you. One of the things that caused me great concern on the Senate floor this week, and it happened in the House as well, with the Republicans in control for the first time, we saw a great number of fee increase legislation that came across our desk. And that concerns me. Now is the time to be a real steward of the taxpayer dollars, to be fiscal conservative with taxpayer money. And I'm a little concerned, to say the least, that when I see the Republicans at the state level acting like the Republicans in Congress over the last 10 or 12 years, with just freewheeling and having fee increases for no other reason than, well, because we haven't raised fees in a while. I think that is a very poor decision on our part, and I did not support those this week, and I thought it was important to make you aware of that and to contact your legislators and tell them to quit spending money if it is not an absolute priority this year. People around this state and around this nation are hurting financially. And for us as legislators to take more money out of your pocket, I think is the wrong thing to do right now. So I would urge you to contact your state senator, contact your state representative, and let them know that you want them to stop spending money like Congress has done over the last decade. One other thing I want to touch on, SJR 10, which is the 10th Amendment resolution. I'm happy to tell you that it was passed out of committee last week, and I'll be bringing it to a vote on the Senate floor probably midweek of next week, hopefully maybe next Wednesday. And I'll bring you an update on that. But the 10th Amendment resolution is the resolution that is reclaiming our sovereignty as a state, reclaiming our state's rights that the founders of this great nation provided for us. So we are ordering the federal government to cease and desist and to stop all of these unconstitutional, unfunded federal mandates that they have been pushing down to the states for so many years. A lot of these mandates are financially breaking the financial back of the states, and I think it's time that we reclaim our sovereignty, and we'll be bringing this bill up, and I can tell you I have been not only excited, I have been thrilled knowing that people around the country have recognized that Oklahoma is on the front line on this sovereignty issue. I've received emails and literally from coast to coast over the last couple of weeks since we've introduced this bill and since it passed off of the Senate committee. Representative Charles Key got his bill passed off of the House floor last week. So I'm excited about the opportunity and about the possibility that the state of Oklahoma is leading the charge in states' rights. And I'll keep you informed on this because I think it's probably one of the most important issues that is facing our nation today. I believe we have an opportunity to take our nation back. I believe we have an opportunity to restore the freedom and the liberty that was once ours. And if we're going to do it, I am convinced that it will be done at the state level. State by state, right by right, if we start taking those back, we can regain the constitutional liberties that our founding fathers gave us. I want to thank you for spending time to be with me today and to listen to some of the issues that are important to the state of Oklahoma and to the entire United States of America. And I invite you to go to my website, randybrogdon.com, sign up for my newsletter, read my blog, and I would like to ask you to contribute to the cause of freedom. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.